Clue of what the fuck you about to do?
Yeah, that's the truth. I'm definitely about to come around the land gang and let my fucking bow move. Shitting on you niggas from a whole different altitude. High up in the sky like I'm
This is Dave Life with DLTV News. Welcome back to part 2 of Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. And like as we said earlier in part 1, Drake and Kendrick have been going at it for a few weeks now, actually for a few years, but it really got picked up when Drake and J. Cole came out with First Person Shooter back in October of 2023. Kendrick responded with Like That verse in March of 2022, where he said, MF the Big Three, it's just Big Me. J. Cole came out with a 7-minute drill, and he did that, and then he quickly backed out and said, you know what? I was kind of baited into it. I don't want to do this. So he got out of the fight. All right, so let's get into the next track. Now, I want to make something clear here. I want to bring out a point. Kendrick had his verse on Like That Thursday, March 22nd, and then Drake responds April 13th. So that's almost a month. That's like 3 weeks later. Okay, Kendrick's silent the entire 3 weeks. And then, interesting enough, Drake drops Tailor-Made Freestyle on Friday, April 19th.
I'm definitely about to come around the land gang and let my fucking bow move. Shitting on you niggas from a whole different altitude. High up in the sky like I'm Howard Hughes. The first one really only took me an hour or two. The next one is really about to bring out the coward in you. But now we gotta wait a fucking week, cause Taylor Swift is your new top. And if you about to drop, she gotta approve. This girl really about to make you act like you not in a feud. She tailor-made your schedule with Ant, you out of the loop.
Now here's what's interesting about that. Taylor Swift also dropped something on that day. She dropped an album on that day. All right. And in Tailor-Made Freestyle, Drake basically uses AI voices of Tupac and Snoop to encourage Kendrick to get back in the booth and keep fighting. He kind of taunts him, like, you know, where you at? And it's weird because you hear this AI Tupac and this AI Snoop, but if you listen to the flow, it's Drake's flow. You could tell Drake wrote it because they weren't rapping like Pac and Snoop. They were rapping like Drake.
You supposed to be the boogeyman, go do what you do. Unless this is a moment that you tell us it's not really you. In that case, there's nothing left to say, I just pass it to Snoop.
Nephew, what the fuck you really got to do? We passed you the torch at the House of Blues, and now you got to do some dirty work. You know how to move.
They were using his cadence, but it had their voices, so that was a little eerie. So use these voices of West Coast Kings to try to bait, you know, K-Dot to come out of the woodwork and fight. All right. Drake claimed that Taylor Swift is Taylor's new boss, and that Taylor Swift is Kendrick's new boss, and that Kendrick can't drop when she's also dropping. So he was taunting him, saying, you got to wait on Taylor Swift. And by the way, Kendrick did collaborate with Taylor Swift. So that's kind of another subliminal blow. And then Tupac's estate issued a cease and desist order and said that Drake had to take down the video off of streaming sites. And so it had to happen. And it was something similar with the cease and desist order, I think, that happened earlier in the battle. So let's just focus on Tailor-Made Freestyle. Drake has now dropped 2 songs in a row, and K-Dot hasn't answered. What was your reaction, Jasmine, to Tailor-Made Freestyle with the AI voices?
Whack sauce. It wasn't memorable. He tried too much. He did too much, tried too hard. And to involve 2 legendary West Coast artists such as Tupac and Snoop Dogg. And Snoop Dogg is still here with us. Why would you try that? He lucky all he got was a cease and desist and didn't get pushed up on.
Yeah, that could have been taken the wrong way. Yeah. And Drake is known for using people's intellectual property without permission. Like I know he used the Aaliyah sample. I know he used some Sade stuff, and he always had to come back and clean it up. He was using his money a lot, and we can get into more of that in part 3 and 4. But Dolly, tell me how you felt about Tailor-Made Freestyle with the AI voices and everything. You being, a dude from Compton. Compton, am I correct?
Yeah.
You being Compton born and raised, man. How'd you feel about him using, Pac and Snoop, man?
I felt like it was trash. Like the strategy of it, I see where he was coming from. Like I wasn't completely mad at it. I just was more like, if you're gonna use the voices, at least try to use the flow. Like at least try to make it seem somewhat believable to make it a little better, like make it hit a little harder. But I think it was like you had the idea and you ran to the booth so fast, you had no execution on a good idea. So you wasted it. You wasted something that was gonna end up putting you in hot boiling water. Like that was stupid. And then the song itself was like, okay, you poking the bear. Like I feel like this song right here was what made Kendrick be like, I'm about to go as hard body as I can. Like I'm about to end your career now.
Yeah.
You know, because I like I said, like I felt like it could have been hip hop, but it's like now you playing with me. Like it was cool when we was going back and forth. It was cool when it was a rap battle. But now I feel like you coming at me as a man. So now we gonna go and throw these gloves on the ground and we're gonna go ahead and get rocking with it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like, using the West Coast to try to, taunt him, and bring him out like he's scared or something, that's disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like they had just taken 4 months to respond to the first song, and then 3-4 weeks to respond to the next song. The pace hadn't picked up yet, so I think it's kind of disrespectful to do what he did. And I didn't, me being a big Snoop Dogg fan, man, I'm like, nah, dude, that ain't even how Snoop rap, dude.
Yeah, and it was like, and like alluding to that last song, Family Matters.
Yeah.
On the West Coast, like we don't play when you play with our affiliation. Like, I'm from gang culture. Like I'm a Crip. Don't play on my cripping. Because, people done died behind that. So when you try to like throw these like you a fake gang member allegations, like we don't play with that the same way we don't play with snitching. We don't play with none of that. Like don't come at me with that, homie. So I feel like a lot of the shots that Drake was shooting, I don't even realize how disrespectful I don't think he knew how disrespectful he was being. Like I think he was just throwing little shots thinking, yeah, I'm dissing you. I'm dissing you. When in reality, Kendrick is listening like,
you playing
what? Like those is literally fighting words. Like you going beyond this hip hop. Like I should sock you when I see you. Now that you done said it like that.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, the 3 names that Drake named that really claim a set, all they names is kind of shaky.
So now are we getting back to now, even with the sets and the gang culture, he's culturally appropriating. He acting like he know what's up, but he really don't.
Exactly. And that's literally what it is. It's like you over here like playing over here, like you in the sandbox, and you don't even know the kids that you over here playing with and pumping up, they ain't where I'm at. So even though I'm the good kid from the Mad City, I'm actually from the Mad City.
The Mad City, so don't play.
Everything that I said was real. Everything that they say is not. So you fell for the same game everybody else falling for because you from Canada. Not realizing that my city, I got more pull in this city than all 3 of them put together. One of them ain't even from California. The other one ain't from the city. And the third one didn't start rapping that gang banging stuff until he got famous. I ain't gonna say no names, but all 3 of those things I said are true.
Hey, hold on. Let me do this. Hey, welcome to DaveLifeTV News. We just gonna keep it news, but I appreciate the realness, man. We got my man, comedian Uncle Dolomite in the building, and we got Jasmine Sweets, host of Sweet Serenade in the building. They helping me out, and we're breaking down the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef. This is part 2.